have everyone muted just so I can be really clear in the communication and give you guys some good information. So everyone is muted, and what I'm going to do is everyone here already has the app. I'm going to take you through some really important things I want you to know about this app. And I'm going to show you on my screen, and then I'm also going to talk about some ways to get the most out of this app. And then I'm going to share some things that we've been adjusting, or actually I should say we're about to adjust based on the feedback that we received from you all, okay, and from talking to James. So hold on one second here. Let me share my screen.
I've just pressed record as well, Jen, so we've got a tool in case anyone's missed it. We can feed this information back.
Okay, great. Okay, so let me share my phone. Let's see. Okay, great. Okay, perfect. So now you can see I'm in the RX app, all right? Now, there's a few things I want to note. I'm going to take you through a few things that are on this homepage, and then I'm going to dive into some of the resources. First of all, you can use your app as an app on your phone, but you can also use it on the web. So however you want to build, you can do it either way. Okay, and it's the same ID and login. You can just go online and do it, or you can use your app, okay? And it syncs automatically, so it's the same information. I'm going to be talking specifically about the app. So on here, you can see it says contacts exposed. This is my demo account, so hopefully yours looks a lot better than one person engaging. But anyway, this is just a demo here. So when you have contacts exposed, what that word means, exposed, is you have sent somebody a link. As soon as they click on it, right? As soon as they click, now it's engaged. So as you can see, the statistic is at 100% because I have 9 engaged and I have 9 exposures and 9 have engaged, right? That shows the total this month and this week. But if you look at the first box, it says total, 9 exposed, 9 engaged, okay? So that's where your statistic comes from. Okay. If your statistic, and this is for you to use with your team as well. So let's say I'm on your team and I'm like, James, this isn't working. I'm not getting results. RX isn't working. The H3 isn't working. I'm out. You can say, Jen, show me your app. And if I showed you it and it said 100 exposed, 0 engaged, you would say to me, Jen, you're doing a great job of thinking of people to reach out to. It looks like where you're missing is that relationship and that connection because the people aren't clicking on the link, right? Or if you saw 10 exposed, 10 engaged, you'd be like, wow, Jen, you're great at making those connections, but you don't have enough people. 10 people after a month or 2 months or however long it's been, James would be like, come on now, Jen, we gotta be realistic here about the activity and the effort it's gonna take to build your business. So it really helps you not just say, get into activity, but actually look at what your team member is doing and know how to help them. So I point that out because this isn't just for you. You can really use it to work with your team better. Okay, so it's a really important statistic there. Does that make sense, James?
Yeah, I just want to add one on that. And the reason why this is important, you could send out 1,000 links, but if you've not qualified people, if you've not built rapport with people, if you've not created an interest for them to receive the super parent guide or be excited about the information, then they won't engage. That's a good training point. Write it down if you're writing notes. Hopefully you are, you guys. Expose versus engage. That's the difference. You can expose a lot of people, but how many you getting engaged is a percentage.
Exactly. Yeah. All the exposures in the world, but no engagements isn't going to get you anywhere.
Yeah.
So, okay. So that's that statistic. There is an algorithm going on behind the scenes in this app that is looking at how many times did they click on the link? How much of the video did they watch? And then your lead will automatically be moved to a hot lead, which is that flame right there, right? So that happens automatically once they've taken a certain amount of activity. Let me point out a trick to you. If there's someone in your contacts that you feel you want to make a hot lead quicker because you know they're a good lead, right? You actually can go to your contact, you can select that person, and you can give them stars. You can rate them. And you see their score just went up.
All right.
Okay, this is really valuable. So you can go into your contacts and do that. Another thing you can do is when you add your contact. So what I'm clicking on right here is at the bottom of the app, there's a person with a plus sign. So if I'm meeting somebody at the airport face to face and I'm like, wow, this person is amazing, I enter their information in, or I just give my phone to them and I say, hey, put in your info, and I take it back. I hit plus. I don't want them to see I'm rating them, and I'm going to say airport. I can put airport or whatever I want to do for my notes, and I can rate them right there. And again, what's going to happen is it's going to give them a higher score, and they're going to show up as a hot lead quicker because you've qualified them by your face-to-face interaction with them, right? Or it doesn't have to be face-to-face, your personal interaction with them, okay? Then you'll see resources and campaigns. Resources are pages, videos, PDFs. It's all the tools that you want to send out to share with somebody, and campaigns are your emails. I know we've got some questions on campaigns. I'm going to clear it up. I'm going to hold off on that for a minute, but I'm going to make it so clear for you guys, and I'm also going to share with you what the changes I'm making that you're going to love, okay? And then we also have contests, right? So I'm going to go and dive into resources. You can click on it from the homepage or down below. But before I even go there, there's something I need to say. Never send a resource from the resources. You will understand why in a second. You send it from the contact, okay? I go to contact, I pick a person, and from here you click send resource. It's taking you to the same place, okay? It's extremely important. I'm gonna tell you why in a second. So you don't go to resources and then click a resource and then try to text it to somebody, because see how there's no name there? You can manually add a person in, that's fine, right? But when you go to your contacts and you select the contact and now you hit send resource, okay? Guess what? That link is different. It's coded for that person, for that contact. So when you're sharing a resource, I want you to think with not a resource, but actually a person, and always start with that person and then send that person something, right? And that's how you make sure it's tracked. Resources are tracked, connections with a person are tracked. Okay, so back to the homepage. I'm going to click on resources only to go to the library and show you what they are. But again, when you send one, go to the contact and then click on send resource. So now I'm in here. I'm in the resources. You'll see we have two different categories, H3 kids and H3 opportunity, right? Underneath here, we have actions. You're piquing someone's interest. You're presenting. You're following up. We also have a new little area that James had us add, which I'll go over, which is images. But here, peak, present, follow up, right? These are stages that you're moving a prospect through. The app does it automatically, but you can also move them through or start them at any place you like. So we have peak, we have a survey or the page that has the video. And how this works is when they enter the survey, they go to the video page, right? Those are two different tools to pique interest. Or if you don't want to start with the survey, you can start directly with the video page, okay? So you have these two options here, the survey or the video page. The survey goes directly to the pique interest video page, or you can choose to start with the video page.
Can I just add one on this, Jen?
Yes.
A picture paints 1,000 words. If you guys haven't done this yet, I would suggest you do it. Don't put it out to like people who you don't know, because we're waiting for launch, but your mum, your dog, your cat, whoever it is, someone you can just say, hey, I'm going to send you this. Then when they get it, or maybe you've got a secondary email so you can see the process. So now you can see what it looks like when the prospect gets it. And I would start with the survey because it's pretty cool. And we're going to really focus on that in pre-launch. But yeah, as Jen's saying there, you can start anywhere you want. But I think it's good for you guys to see what the prospects see when they click a link.
100%, right? And if you want to see it, you can't tell what I'm clicking on because there's no mouse here. It's on my phone. But if I click on H3 Super Kids survey, I'm going to click on those words. A description is going to come up. See? Send this quick survey for parents with children between the age of 4 and 12. Right?
Mm.
Okay. If I click on H3 Super Kids video, this video piques your contact's interest, so they'll want to learn more. It's very basic. And James, we can customize those to do whatever you want. It's a very quick description. If you want to see the page, there's a gray button and it says open. If I click that, it's going to actually open the page. So you can actually preview it, right? Before you send it out to somebody, right? Okay, so let me go back here. So again, if I go to peek and if I go to the video, here I am on this page. If you add your contact in here from your phone, the form is going to be auto-populated. So if you have their first name, last name, email, and phone number in your phone and you send them this link, it'll automatically populate their information. Okay, so from peek to present, then the present page on here, right? We have the overview. They can place their order, which goes to where they can give you more information so you can follow up with them. There's the form down there. There's testimonials. They can view more stories. I'm not going to go through all these because you can look through them on yourself, right, in your app. But the point that I want to make, let me go back to the app again, is you have peek, and then you have present, and then you can manually send any of these follow-ups that you choose to as you're connecting with the person, right? An app is just a tool. It's no different than having a VHS tape or a CD or a brochure or anything, right? It's just another tool.
Just one on that for the guys. When it says place your order, it's not coded to your ARIX website. That might be something we can happen in the future. You want to keep it very simple for launch. If they click place your order, you will get an alert. So now you'll know, and then you'll just ring up like you would a customer. So that's what that's going to do. Remember, that is specific to you because obviously it's linked to your app. So I just wanted to confirm that with the guys.
Yep, it's going to take you right here. They click place my order. I want to place my order. Yes, I'm interested in ordering Giving Greens and getting my copy of H3 Super Kids so that I can truly empower my kids to be their highest version of themselves.
And what Jen and that did as well, which I want to thank them for, and every email that goes out, so remember, you guys, you've not wrote no copy, you don't have to do anything, there's just a sequence when they start going out. At the end of every email, it gives 2 links, and it just says, hey, I want to schedule a call, because, you know, information is great, but sometimes people want to speak to you guys, or it says, I'm ready to place my order now, because maybe they read something or they watch something, they're inspired. When they click that link again, you will get a push notification, which Jen will talk about soon, and it'll say, hey, Susie's clicked, she's ready to order. So, you know, it's doing all the work and giving you prompts and timely alerts so you guys know exactly what your prospect's thinking.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, let me go to contacts. I'm going to click on contacts in the bottom left, okay? And then right from here, I want to point something out. You may want to say, let me see all the activity that has happened in my app in the past few days. Now, keep in mind, again, this is a demo app, so it's not going to have tons of activity, and some of these names are my test names here. But on the top right, I can click activity log, and that is my full activity log, right? Everything that's happened in chronological order. August 6th, right? 5th, July 20, you know, all this is in chronological order. And if I'm like, oh yeah, D, test, we were testing. I want to dive into that contact. You can click on it and you go into that contact, okay? So how I got there again is I clicked on contacts in the bottom left. Now I'm in my contacts, and at the top, you can see I'm in the activity log, okay? If I go back to the contact list, this is all my contacts. I can also individually look at a person and go to their activity log. You can see details, notes, reminders, activity log. And now I'm looking at the activity of a specific person, okay? So if you are like, I need to follow up with James, then you can go here to James and you can go to the activity log and see what he's done, or see what you've done as well, which is nothing. So that's not a good example. But let's go down here and say, hey, let me see what this person has viewed. July, test, right? Go to their activity log. Okay, wow, I sent, they clicked, all right? Okay, they filled out I sent the survey, they haven't filled it out. Like, you can look at that. So whether you want to drill down because a specific contact is in your head, or you just want to go to your general activity log and look at what's been the most recent activity, you can do that in your app, okay? So let's go back here. Resources. Now we're on opportunity. You have the peek, you have the present, and then you have the follow-up as well, okay? So these are all resources that you just click it and then you can email it, text it, or use any of your apps, whether it's WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, whatever you have on your phone. It's gonna pull up those apps that you have so that you can send it out that way. Okay, James, I'm gonna go over to the email campaigns and explain a little bit about why they start the way they do and what changes that I'm gonna be making here, unless you have anything you wanna share on the resources.
Yeah, no, it's just that simple. Like literally, you just go on the resources. For the guys who are asking questions already, we're launching with two at the minute, two main categories, which is the kids and which is the opportunity. The reason being is that any business, you want to create speed and duplication. You need simplicity. So let's just figure this out. Let's just work with the kids. That's what we'll launch every week, and the opportunity, expose people to that information. And then in the background, me and Jenn are building other funnels. So the next one will be H3 Transform, then the H3, and the possibility of others in the future. But could you imagine if we had 8 different funnels on at the beginning? It's just overwhelming. You don't need that. You need to master 1 or 2, get good at doing that. And of course, we can add things in the future.
Absolutely. Okay. So this is what I wanted to share. I'm going to go to campaigns. Before I go there, let me share this. And by the way, James, if there's any questions that come up that you see, I'm trying to focus on this, but please feel free to interrupt because I'm not looking at all of them as I'm doing this. So I want to share something. We started with a very specific intention when we created this app and when we created the campaigns. Thanks to you all, we're going to be changing it a little bit because of some feedback that we've received. This is a perfect example of how you're contributing to this project. So first, I'm going to explain why and how they are set up right now, and then I'm going to let you know what's changing. And what I mean by what's changing in the next few days, okay? So if I go to campaigns right now, you'll see there's 2. There's one for H3 kids, and there's one for H3 opportunity, right? These campaigns are follow-up campaigns, not inviting campaigns, okay? So a campaign is a series of emails that drip, okay? So when I say follow-up, it follows up to something, to an action that your prospect took. So these, as you can see here, it says send survey to start the H3 opportunity campaign. This campaign, right, this series of emails begins sending automatically after your prospect fills out the opportunity survey, right? Same thing with the H3 Super Kids. It begins automatically after someone fills out a survey. So what that means is you don't just send somebody, you don't add somebody manually to this campaign because it would make no sense because it's a follow-up campaign. Okay, so if somebody was to go to this survey right here, I'm going to open it up and fill out this survey. You sent that to me, right? So Helen, let's say you sent me this survey. I fill it out. I'm going to start getting emails automatically. It's following up with me and catching the ball, it's like a safety net, okay? And dripping more information on me. If you add somebody, if you add me immediately, it's going to say, thank you for filling out the survey. It would make no sense. Okay, so the first thing I want to share is that is how the flow has been created to go from you send someone to the survey and they go survey, peak video, present. Meanwhile, an email campaign is sending. That was the intention. You lovely people brought up some new ideas and we are changing. So, and thank you for your feedback. So what we're going to be doing, and James and I were just discussing this, is how can we improve this? How can we make it better? How are you all looking to use this? So we're going to have 3 different campaigns, but it's going to be simple. It won't be confusing. You're still only going to see 2, but we're actually going to have hidden 3 campaigns for opportunity and 3 campaigns for the H3 kids. Why? Because 2 are a follow-up and 1 is something that you can manually add somebody in to drip valuable information on them. Okay? We all have different philosophies. I will say my philosophy is I wouldn't add someone manually to a campaign. I would connect with them. The stronger your connection, the better your conversion rate is going to be. I get that question all the time about conversion rates and what's the success. And I go, the success is the person building that relationship. So, and I'll let James speak to his what he wants to share about that in a minute here. But I have seen the most success when someone actually has an authentic, true relationship. They know what that person's looking for, right? It's just more real. But if you want to add someone to a campaign, you can go to campaign and you can add someone. We're going to edit these so they are not follow-up campaigns, but a true just drip campaign that's inviting people to go click on the links. Okay? Only one campaign can run at a time. So if they clicked on a link and they filled out a survey, it would stop the inviting campaign and it's going to start the campaign that's following up with the survey. Right? But what happens if they go to the next page? This is a rhetorical question because I'm going to answer it myself. What happens if they go to this page and they want the ebook? Right? But what happens if they do this and they never went to the survey page? They're not going to get the ebook. So we're going to have a third campaign that's going to start here and send them the ebook, right? But if they filled out the survey, right, that one won't continue. So you won't have, you will only have one running at a time, as it should be. Does that make sense? I know it's a little bit, it sounds like it's a little bit confusing, but basically we're simplifying it and doing a lot behind the scenes so that you can choose how you want to do this without it not making sense. Like, for example, if you want to just add someone to a campaign.
Yeah, it makes sense, Jen. Can I just add on that? So
yes,
the way we was going to teach guys, Jen's going through the app and the functions now. But we're going to do a training before we go live, and the training will consist of how to generate leads. So there'll be a multitude of ways for you guys to go and get questionnaires out. You will find people on social media who have children between the age of 4 and 12. We'll just do that for the first week. We've got other campaigns after that. We'll keep it simple. We'll all do the same. And what all you're going to do is find people in your contacts, WhatsApps, Facebook, all over social media, whatever platform, say, hey, who wants this super parent guide? So many people, it's free. Yeah, I love it. Cool. All you have to do is fill out a 1-minute questionnaire, which triggers this sequence. All the emails are preset information once they've got the parent guide that just gives them, oh, day one, here's an email. It just triggers. You don't have to do nothing. It's like the green light that triggers these follow-on emails. And in each email, they have an opportunity to click a link to say they want to buy now. So you're just getting on with your daily business. And then day 5, day 7, day 9, you might just be, oh, I've got an alert from Jen. She's ready to buy. Does that make sense? So that's what will happen now. All Jen's saying now is if you didn't have a questionnaire, wherever they come in that sequence is that they click a questionnaire or you can add them to the sequence, wherever it is, that sequence will be triggered. So we're giving you the back end stuff, but the front end, just know that ultimately you're going to expose people to information and an email campaign is going to follow on with those guys.
Absolutely. And to talk about GDPR, someone asked that question about compliance, right, and spam and all of that. The email they will still have to say, yes, I want this email campaign. Okay. So the first email is it's not going to be 15 emails just sending. It's first going to say, thank you. I'm so glad we connected. I'm going to be sending you valuable information. Please, confirm that you want to receive this. So there's no worry about GDPR or spamming or anything like that.
And then add to that, our training, this is what we're saying about just sending loads of information out to people who don't want it. It's not valuable. What we do is we generate an interest, we give value, so it builds a relationship with a super parent guide, right? So now, of course, and then we say, hey, you're going to get some follow-up emails from me just because you want to understand a little bit more about what we do. So it's not a surprise. We're not trying to trick people and spam them with loads of emails. It's like, hey, there's this value. You want to learn more about our H3 Kids program. And bit by bit, they'll just start to get this information. And as we know that continuous information and learning about what it is we do, the stats show that that's where people buy. They never buy in the first exposure. It's the repeat exposures that increase that percentage.
Perfect. Okay, great. So that kind of just shares where we are now, where we're going. I think what James said is, we really keep it simple. We get back to the basics. You connect. Hey, do you want this free guide? Great. Fill out the survey and you're automatically going to get the free guide, and it goes from there, right? If people want to play around with it and do different things, you will be able to, and it won't break. But that is the 100% best way that we've seen people have success, is going through that process that James just shared. Connect, offer the free guide, put them in on the survey, and let the system do its thing.
Perfect. A question that was mentioned there, and it's by Dale. And at the minute, as you can imagine, all the content's being created because, so you don't have to, you know, we're trying to make it, you know, we're all, the holy grail in this industry is simplicity and duplication so that anyone could come in. I met a business partner today and shown them the app. They're a busy person. They say, hey, he says, I've only got limited time. I said, great. You have passing trade, that people are interested in health and that people who've got kids, because he's got a CrossFit gym and they've got kids going, right? All you would have to do is anyone who's interested was assign them to a campaign. Then you would respond to people who wanted more information or who wanted to buy a product. So that's all you're doing. What I will say to Dale is, and others who, hey, can we customize it ourselves? No, not for now. The reason being is we want everyone singing off the same song sheet and just consist. We don't want you guys creating content. You know what we want you guys doing for your business? Generating leads, signing up customers, signing up new business partners. Trust me, if you was writing all this content, you'd be like me and Jen. You'd never get anything else done. So we're doing all this so it streamlines it for you, if that makes sense. It doesn't mean, the great thing with this, what you see it, is it's just evolves as a group. You guys feed back to us, then we go to Jen and we tweak, because Jen will give us the analytics in 30 days. Well, what's working? No, James, you know that. She's already given me ideas already. And all we're going to do is just over the next week or two, get it streamlined, test it again, see what works. Don't go out en masse. Then I want to show you this. Because when we launch this for that first week, simultaneously, we'll also, so we'll do pre-launch on the 2nd of September, start building up energy. Then we'll launch on social media, right? And we'll just try it for a week of you guys. Even if the H3 Kids is not your thing, just follow the system to see whether you can generate leads. I'll teach you 50 ways how to generate leads. Then all we'll do is we'll add them to the H3 community, the Super Kids, because that week we'll have this, which will be, it'll be a Super Parent Challenge, right? So we want to, because everyone wants to be a better parent, come into the group and get your free guide. So it's simple. We add them to the group, they click your link or your survey. That's it. So all you're going to be doing is that in the group that week, there will be lives, there'll be questions. What are the 3 biggest struggles of parenting, all this stuff. So now we have the app that's giving them value. They've got the Super Parents Guide, and now they've got the community with a Facebook group. So there's 2 levels to it. And then 2 weeks later, we'll do a recruiting week where it'll be, right, okay, now we'll go and have some marketing and social media. Who wants info about the business? And all we'll do is once we've trialed them out each week, and then, of course, going forward, you'll have the things that you guys are interested in more. But just run with us at the beginning. Just play all out. And then can you imagine, 6 months down the line, you've got your own app, it's your business, and you've got, I've got 80 people in the Super Parent funnel. I've got 90 people in the opportunity funnel. I've got 100 people in the Transform funnel. That's your business. And that's when it will really start to go for you, because the seeds you plant at the beginning will take time to flourish. So just think about that. It's exciting now, but think about where you can be in 6 months, 12 months, a year, 18 months. So, I'm excited, Jenn. I see a few questions popping up there. I don't know if there's anything.
I think we got them answered. We got them answered. You can see the campaigns. I can answer that again for everyone on the line. If you go into the app and click on campaigns, you can click on the day, and you can actually view the campaign. So you do know what they're going to be sent. You can also stop it, start it, view it, see what they've looked at, all that from looking at the contact. And sign them a campaign when you receive. Yes, if you're not using this to answer Craig's question with the new campaigns, will I be able to add someone as a contact and sign them a campaign where they receive the parent guide in the first email without the survey? Here's my concern, and this is something, James, we can discuss. It's really like, okay, so Craig, I have no doubt when you talk to that person, you're going to have a conversation and you're going to let them know that you're sending them a guide. But if people are just adding people to a campaign without that connection, and then they get the guide, they may not know what it is. So this is what I was going to do, but we can discuss, is if someone sends an email campaign, it's pointing them to get the guide by pointing them to either the survey or to the video page where they can opt in and get the guide. Because then you want to know they clicked on it. So we can discuss that. I think what we're going to do is, James, you and I can get in a line and look at all the different feedback we're getting, sort through, and then look at the statistics and determine what will be the most successful.
I think with that, and I chatted to Craig about this, ultimately people can start different ways, but we want everyone to end up on a campaign. That's the idea. I think with the survey, even if you didn't offer the survey at the beginning, if someone wants the parent guide, the easiest way to trigger for consistency for all of us. So you don't need to talk about the survey. You talk about the parent guide. Oh man, I was struggling with these strategies and now I've got something that's really helped. Well, what is it? Well, let me send it to you. That's all it is. Now to get it, you just have to fill out this 1 minute survey. The reason being as well with a 1 minute survey, because if you want this guide, you just fill out a 1 minute survey. I don't see an issue with that. The reason why this 1 minute survey is powerful, remember the 1 minute survey, whatever they fill out, it populates into your notes. So the survey was designed so you had relevant information. So it's like, yes, I've got, so now you know that, hey, Jen's filled out the survey. I know how many kids she's got. I know what her pain points are. I also know that if there's any, so I can use that as a point of conversation. So Jenn can absolutely, with the technology, the key is this, I suppose, just to summarize that, is wherever you start, you know, whether it's with the survey or anything else, is that you end up on a campaign, and we'll make sure that the language and terminology suits. Because at the minute, if you the way the campaign starts is thanking them for the survey. So we understand that if you didn't fill out the survey, that would be strange, right? So yeah, Craig, we chatted about that today, bro, and we'll do that. The only other caveat I don't want to do is have so many different options the way people can start. It's like, where do we start? Is that we just create a system and everyone kind of like, yeah, this makes sense. That if you want this parent guide, you fill out a 1 minute survey. If someone doesn't want to fill out a 1 minute survey, they don't really want the parent guide.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to build around that path. We're also going to make it so if someone does something different, it's not going to break.
Yeah. That's the idea. If someone did go, oh, didn't, it's no problem. You're still on track. It's like, here's a train station. Get on at this station. But if you got on like one stop on, right, you're still going to be on the same track. And Charlene, what you said is brilliant there. What I will be doing for you guys now is I will be going back to your list, because you have generated interest already, but we didn't have this system. This was the piece that was missing. So all the people, this is how I will be starting a new person. I will be starting new people in this business. They'll be writing the list like they did before. And it'll be anyone who's got kids between the age of 4 and 12, categorize. Anyone who you think might want to lose weight and feel better. Anyone who wants to make additional income. Anyone who might want to think better, feel better, create better habits, as in the H3 adult plan. And then I will just connect with them and say, hey, I might have something for you. And each time it'll be fill out a survey and I'll give you something. Or, you know, maybe it's just watch the video. But now you'll just start aligning people. And our role is as a group, Jen's done all of her hard work. Our role is as a group, I will train next week, and then on the 2nd of September, we pre-launch. Well, everyone will know. I will give you 50 ways how to generate leads. Everyone will know how the app works. You'll know exactly how to generate leads. We'll create a plethora, a wave of excitement on social media. We'll make some fun competitions of that whoever gets the most in just for the first week. And then your role is to get people into the community who are not there, the kids community. The ones who are there, you can galvanize them, offer them the guide. And then with that energy and trainings and lives in the group that week, we'll let the dust settle in the week. Jenn will give us the numbers. Hey, James, you guys put 600 people in on the app. You know, we'll reward the top 10. What were the lessons learned? And then we have within like a week or so later, we'll do the opportunity funnel. And by the end of the year, this will be like a well-oiled machine. And I suppose just in closing, Jenn, with all the technology you've seen, I mean, you're at the forefront of this. You designed this, and I was trying to articulate to the guys that we're, I believe, 18 months ahead of the majority of the industry.
Yeah.
What have you seen so far with people who are using it?
You know, it's I'm going to introduce you to my husband in a few seconds here, but he's on the line as well. We've been in the industry in your seat, right? I remember being a brand new network marketer. I remember I was a top 10 income earner, and we got into the tools space, and I've had the pleasure of working with top leaders in corporate, I mean, for the past, 10 years. And it's interesting. The basics are the basics. The fundamentals are the fundamentals, right? Just everything James is sharing, you connect, right? You then follow up. What you guys have in your hands that no one else has is not just an app, because an app is just an app. It's the way we've set this up with what James has brought to the table, with the survey, the types of questions that are in the survey, with the free guides, right? Oh my goodness, that right there, right? With the videos, with everything he's put in place is really helping you build that relationship. So you can take someone, may not be you, maybe someone on your team that is more introverted, that is more shy, that can't have the conversations, and they get to use the power of this app in building that relationship. They get to really just say so few words and put it in someone's hands and let it go to work for them, but it is still a very high touch. A lot of times with technology, it can feel cold and it can feel like someone's hiding behind it. But with the way, and again, I really have to say, it's not just the technology in the app, it's James's genius and what we've created together in this app that makes it so magical. I mean, I've been building apps and tools for tons of leaders, but the way the survey questions are set up, the way the guide is, and it adds so much value. Someone's going to download that free guide, and there's no way they're not going to say, I want to learn more. This is something special. This is helping me as a parent. I have 3 boys. I have kids. I've already asked James. I'm like, how do I get this? You know? So it takes the technology we do have, but it moves it up to such a higher level because of this content that is truly changing people's lives. And I know RX very well. Given Greens, I take it every day. These products are beautiful, but everything that's around it is really helping people to create the change they want from day one for free. You're giving them these guides. It's beautiful. I can't say enough about it. I think what you've put in place and the partnership we have here with the creative we've done and then having the foundation of the technology is, I haven't seen anything like it. So I think you guys are in a really great position.
No, appreciate it, Jenn.
Yeah. And let me introduce Anson, because I will tell you, my husband and I have worked together for years now. And I'm the creative. Like, we kind of joke and say I'm the crazy one, and he's the really smart one. He runs the analytics. So James, you are going to love working with Anson, because he's the one that's like, hey, at 28 seconds, 90% of people dropped off. And like, he'll look at all the analytics for you guys. You don't have to worry about that. Just go share so we have data to analyze. And he's going to look at those kinds of details. When did someone drop off? How many clicks did we get? What's the most popular resource? And then he's not going to go tell you all that data. You guys keep doing your thing. He's going to go to James, and we're going to say, okay, let's analyze this. Let's look at this. Let's take the feedback. And he's going to really find out how can we tweak this to make this better. So Anson, honey, share a few words. Sorry, I've been hanging out with James so much. I never see you anymore. But share a few words about what, just what you're going to do here, and welcome the team to working with us. Oh, I have to unmute him. I hear him. No, just kidding. Let me find him. Hold on 1 second. He's great. You guys will love him. Okay. Anson. But yeah, it's funny. His analytical, his like numbers and everything. I'm like, I just like the creative stuff. Okay, I think you're unmuted, Anson. Try it now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. So I just wanted to get on real quick, introduce myself, so you guys could kind of put a face to maybe a name that you see down the road. But one of the things that I love about the app is there's 2 ways you can build a business. Right? You can build it the fun way or the fun way.
Sorry, buddy. There's a bit of an echo. I don't know what that is. It's like every time you say a sentence, it repeats. Can you hear that, Jenn?
I thought that was my line. Hey, Anson.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, yeah, better. Yeah.
Cool. I like being kind of like omnipresent, like godlike, just my voice reverberating. But Jenn, it's good to see you. I get to see her on Zoom calls. That's about it. I just wanted to introduce myself real quick. And all I was saying was that, the app is amazing. We've been doing this for several years. And there's really, in network marketing or any business or any endeavor, there's, you can do it a fun way, or you can do it in a frustrating and kind of grueling way. And the app can really make things fun, right? You can challenge yourself with, daily exposures, weekly exposures. You can challenge your inner team that you work with on, who's gonna beat who. And then the other thing is that it makes it super easy because you know exactly who to talk to and when. Right. One of the things I remember back way, 8, 9, 10 years ago in this industry was the amount of follow-up I did to people who literally had no interest, hadn't seen anything, but maybe, clicked on a link or filled out a form somewhere online. So I encourage everybody to use it as much as possible, make it fun. And as Jen mentioned, I'll be working with James and maybe some of you in analytics and figuring out what's the quickest path to a sale, right? That's what we're aiming for, right? How, what's the from start to finish? How quickly, how fluidly, and in some ways effortlessly can we make that process work? So that's all I have. I know you guys have been on here for a few minutes, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks, Anson. Appreciate it, buddy.
Perfect. We have a question here. Were you looking at that, James?
Yes, from Bernard.
Yes. How can people we share it with others? Why? Because some people say, we do not want to participate, but we know someone. Okay. Here's the tricky thing. If they send the link that was like, if James sent me a link and I was like, I don't want this, but Sally does, and I forward that link to Sally, it's linked to me. So it's going to show as if Jen viewed it. So what I would do is I would say to me, let me send you a link. You can send this to your friends, and then the friends can opt in, right? Yeah. Another thing I would do is say, connect me with them, right? I would say, connect me with them. And that's me. So again, I don't want to give it. I'll just share what I would do if I was using the app. I would say, great, give me their contact info. I'll shoot them over a text. And I probably would have them do a group text and introduce to me, right? Have them do it right there on the spot, and say, great. That would be the best way, because then you can then send them the link right there and it's tracked, because now you have their info. The key is you want to get their phone number and their name. If you can get their phone number and name, it's tracked, even if they don't opt in. Does that make sense?
I think that's powerful, Jen. I wrote that down as a training because, at the end of the day with the H3 Super Kids, it's like, look, we're helping someone. That's it. When you believe that, when you know what this is, then you will come from the right place. Then the other thing is, even if no one wants to buy anything, you're ultimately sending out a guide for free. So when you go to people for referrals, it's like, look, tell me who your friends are with, and that, I think that's what Bernard's getting to. We can accelerate that process very quickly. So don't just think about who you know, think about who they know. Then, unwittingly, what's going to happen with these people, they're going to see how easy the business is. Because now if leads are coming to you, it's like, hey, look, and we've got some other referral stuff coming up in the future, which we'll talk to you about, which will blow the mind of you guys with regards to the business. But Bernard, that's a great question. And I wrote that down as a note to cover on the training, because who do you know who's got any kids between the age of 4 and 12? I've got something free for them. I think they'll get huge value. Cool. And now you can maybe you can create a 3-way chat, right, Jen, or whatever else. And
3-way WhatsApp. I mean, imagine, James, if you're like, Jen, you work at a school. I know you don't have any kids, which is not true, but I know you don't have any kids, but hey, parents. I have a free guide. And I'm like, great. Yeah, my best friend would want this. Great. Can you connect us? Yes. I would send a group text, and James would guide me in it. And I would say, hey, Sally, I want to connect to James. He has this incredible guide for parents. I thought you would want it. James, can you send it to her? Here, you guys are connected. Game over. And now it's tracked.
That's it. Perfect. And what makes that so powerful is the referral element, doing it cold, and like, we're not going to just send out messages of people we don't know. It's the relationship and the rapport that will determine your business. Anyone could go now and just spam this anywhere, and you might get lucky if you throw a bit of mud. But what's really going to change your business, if you're just clever, you're intelligent, and the way you reach out and create rapport and show the value, get referrals, will be way more effective. Hey, people are asking about different markets, and here's where we're at, just to confirm on this. So the H3 is in the UK at the minute. It's available across Europe, but it's in the UK on the office. If you want it anywhere in Europe, you have to ring up. Why is that? Because we need to grow it. As soon as we get to certain levels, the company go, hey, it's available all over Europe, all over the world. So what do you think will help us grow it? This will help us grow it. So the next thing is this is in the UK right now, between launch and by the end of the year, if we do the numbers, if we create the excitement, then everyone goes, hey, we want to be a part of the H3 or whatever. So they then now get access to the H3, and then the app is already set up for H3. So the app can be used in multiple markets. Is the app just going to be specifically H3? No, it is not. But the focus right now is for that, because the H3 is a brand within a company. And I want you to cast your mind to anyone successful. Jenn will tell you, Anson will tell you, any company, any group of people in the world in network marketing who are doing something very successful, have got a focus. They're aligned. There's a sense of community, and they're all moving in the same direction. The biggest gift of Arix is all the amazing products. The biggest problem with Arix is all the amazing products. So you'll start to understand why we've gone focused on a few things. We're adding all this value, creating the systems, and then over time, of course, we can add to that. But right now, I would say that trust the process with people like Jenn, with Anson, what we are doing. With the H3, we are doing what other people aren't doing. Strategies beyond products, right? Huge value. Then you add the technology. Trust me, I've spoke to coaches in the industry who've seen this and said, James, I've seen groups exploding and they've got 1/10 of this technology. They've just got an accountability app, just alone. When you see all the functions of this, how it helps you generate leads, how it helps you guys to track that who's engaged, how we do incentives so we reward activity, how we create fun, and then how you recruit, because people want to be led and they go, I can't do this business. And you say, hey, see all your contacts? Could you just assign them? Could you send some people a questionnaire? I could do that. Well, now you can do this business. There we go.
That's perfect. You know, it used to be, is this a pyramid scheme? Is this real? Everyone knows it's real. Everyone knows someone doing this business. The real objection is, can I do this? And you solved that. This app has solved that.
Bernard. Last one, sorry, Bernard. It's not just for the UK, but in terms of the H3 is on the X-Office and Arix in the UK. You can, in Europe, you can call up for the H3, so it's not as smooth, right? So if you use this app right now, and you had somebody who wanted a H3 Super Kids, you could call and do a manual order. Not ideal, but it contributes to the growth of H3 over the coming weeks. My aim is this, and I know it's the aim of many other people. By 90 days, the world goes, what is going on with this exponential growth? How are you guys doing it? Can we do it? No problem. So that's all we have to do is execute this, and then it makes it easier for the people who are in Germany. And, you know, we've got Irish guys on here as well, want to make it smoother there. So everyone has a part to play in this, and the part to play is by creating growth with these systems, this technology, and the H3, and of course we will expand beyond that.
Perfect.
I have
nothing else to say. I mean, this was good.
Listen, I feel it was. Jenn, you did a great job. Is there any final questions for you guys before we lock this off? And don't worry, this is not the end. It's not like there can't be any more questions. What I would say to you guys as a final thought is the old cliche, the analogy, you get out what you put in. Here's what always happens. I have been privileged to be involved in 2 tsunamis in business, like avalanches of growth. And there's always people who are on the sideline. They don't really know what's going on, almost like spectators in a football game. Like, oh, I think, who's winning? I don't really know. And that can be you. Or there's other people who are on the field who get it and who are like, nah, you know what? Something special is unfolding. I am diligent. I'm going to pay attention to this app, all these trainings, what's going on. I'm going to be in Birmingham on the 28th of September, and I'm going to make sure that I don't miss out on this next wave of growth, because I understand this technology that these guys are putting together along with the H3. It gives me a significant advantage in this industry over anyone else. So if you ever was going to put your foot down in a time of business, I promise you it is over the next 90 days for you guys. So, you know, closing there, I can leave it to Jenn, but I want to thank Jenn again. I want to thank Anson. I want to thank all you guys. We'll get this recording out to 20 other people, and stay tuned for updates from Jenn and then a training from me with regards to how do we get as many people as we can to click on these links come launch week.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys. And thanks for trusting in us to create with you, James. Everyone have a great night. Day here, but night there.
Yeah.
And, we'll see you more soon on lots of trainings.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Jenn. Thanks, Anson. Bye, everyone.
Bye.